Hey guys, so I would just like to start off by saying thank you for whoever left the dislike. You literally just gave me even more evidence whether you tried to or not. Thank you, I appreciate it. Now I can make another video. Alright, so let's get into this. So you may be wondering, how exactly did I help this guy out who's going against Vanoss? Very simple fact. You either A, dislike the video because you are a dislike troll, which means I'm sorry your opinion doesn't matter whatsoever, or you're somebody who doesn't like this specific type of video, which is just me commenting, which means again your opinion doesn't matter in this topic whatsoever, or 3, you disagree with my opinion and you disliked it to show that, but since you didn't leave a comment saying why you disagree, there's no evidence against my point of view, which means checkmate. I literally just won the argument. So congrats to whoever disliked this video, and congrats to whoever disliked the previous video, because you're just proving my point even more. I also want to say something again. Both commentaries, this one and the previous one, were both live commentaries. I did no editing whatsoever to prove that all the evidence that I had found was purely, based in that day, and I wasn't like, inspecting element on everything and changing everything around. And this is all still the same. Like, you can literally see all these values are exactly the same thing, and I could refresh the page a million times and it would still be the same thing. And notice something, how he has 1.8 million views on a ton of things again. On some of his new videos, I guarantee this video, once it reaches a couple of days old, it's going to be at 1.8 or it's going to be at 2.6, because I'm telling you guys right now, he is clearly view botting. I can't even deny it at this point. And here's the reason why. So you guys might be saying, okay, but what's up with these days where it says 2.1 million and the days that aren't 1.8 and 2.6? My theory behind that is he still gets actual views. Alright, he clearly still gets actual views. If you look at his friend H2O Delirious, it looks like he gets roughly between 400,000 views and a million per day, roughly. Not per day, per video, roughly. Alright? Now, if we were to add that on to 1.9 million, which is the common thing, or 1.8 million, you would get 2.1, 2.3, 2.6, 2.4, roughly, give or take, which means what's happening here is he is literally buying the views and then his actual subscribers are watching it, which is causing these random variations in views. Now, I have even more evidence to prove that he is sub/view botting, and that is the fact that if you look at this right here, it says that he got the 100,000k subscriber button in 2013, but look at what he also got in 2013. He got 1 million subscribers. He went up 900,000 subscribers in 1 year. Now, compared to somebody like PewDiePie, T-Series, literally the movie YouTube channel, which I don't know if you guys know if that's a thing, but it's in at a ridiculous amount of subscribers right now. Compared to those three, that's not actually that fast. But if you do the math, which I will probably not do the math on my laptop just because it takes forever. I might screen cap my phone because that's what I'm using right now. So we have, 900,000 subscribers in a year, divided by, let's just say, we have 12 months in a year, so divided by 12 is 75,000 per month, or divided by, actually I probably should have done 365. Hold on, let me do that. Divided by 365 is roughly about 2,500 per day. Now, isn't that quite interesting? Because I could have sworn I've seen 2,500 somewhere else. It's not like I haven't seen that number before. And if you look right here, he's gaining about 263 per hour now, which makes sense because he needs more the more he blows up. But if you look at how consistent it is per hour, minus this, which obviously is not, you'll see that there are a lot of numbers that are very, very close together, a lot in the 200 to 300 range. Like, you can't even deny that. It's literally right there. And then he has a few periods of time where he's between the 70 and 80 range. This one doesn't make sense. But again, subbots are very random. They do that on purpose so that they don't get detected. So I'm not really sure that that's a valid point if you say, well, this one's weird, this one's weird. They're still in the same ballpark. And here's the thing. He gained 115 for 3 hours in a day, which is very, very interesting because that typically doesn't happen. You don't gain the same exact amount in 3 separate hours of a day. It just doesn't happen. You usually gain, let's say, you know, somebody gains 4,000 a day. Well, if they gain another 4,000, it's going to be, you know, 3,900, 3,995, or it's going to be 4,100. It's not going to be the exact same number. But with Vanoss, for some reason, somehow, he earned the exact same amount in the same day, 3 hours, not in a row. Okay, that would have been really sketchy if it would have been in a row, but 3 hours in a day, which is still pretty sketchy. And then we have numbers, like I said, that are very, very close, in the 200 300 range for most of the day. And what I find most interesting is this. He lost 242 subscribers in that hour, and then the next hour he gained 255. Now, how could that be? How could he lose 242 and then gain 255? Well, a lot of people would say that, you know, it's YouTube's system with the whole, you know, if you're inactive, then it will unsubscribe you. That is a possibility, but I do find it interesting how the exact same amount that he lost was the exact same amount that he gained earlier. Now, if we go up here, it actually doesn't really say 242 anywhere, but there are a couple numbers that are super, super close. And like I said, with subscriber bots, I doubt that he is 100% using sub bots. I bet you some of these subs are actual people, which means whenever you see something like this, those are probably the sub bots compared to actual people. So, you know, let's say there's 40 people, roughly 30 something, 39 I think, in this hour. You know, there are 39 people that actually subscribe, plus, you know, the 200 bots. Well, why would he be doing this? So, you know, why would he be still subbotting if he's such a huge channel? And it's simplistically to keep all the views he's getting. I mean, if you think about it, like with H2O Delirious, you can clearly tell that he's getting 409k views, you know, 410, 609, and if I were to go to some of the other channels, you would see the exact same thing. But if Vanoss were to buy views and buy subscribers, he would still technically be growing, quote unquote, and he would still be earning the money off of the actual views, which would probably pay for the artificial views and maybe even more. So he's making money off of this still, but like he is not earning as much as he could have if these would have been legitimate. And my way of showing this is, I can't really show it because most of the websites are down that you know, they use to buy views. I've seen a couple. I could show you the most famous one if I can find it. So we have this website which shows kind of the, you know, 10 this, it's some BS like that, nobody cares. But if you go, this is the most popular website, and actually if you go here, it says that you can buy 1.5 million views and subscribers, and like it's actually, it's pricey, but it's not a ridiculous price. See, like $849 for 1,000, and then if you go down, you can buy 10,000, and you know, so on and so forth. On some other websites, you can buy 1.5 million. It just costs a lot. Okay, guys, so I was actually able to find some evidence. So we're on the same website which lists the best YouTube views providers. I don't know why this is a thing, but it is, and it's actually the second one. So I said that it was about 2,500. It's not on this website. It's actually significantly more. But as you can see here, you can buy 1 million views, and you can set it worldwide, or you can set it to the US. You can do whatever you want to. You can choose either normal or high retention. Honestly, for Vanoss, even normal is fine. And as you can see here, we have let's just say $4,500. But I already showed you guys that Vanoss makes, you know, between 1.4 and 22K per video. So if he, you know, does decent during that video, if he does, you know, if he makes about 8K, you know, he's making profit there. And if he makes, you know, 22K, he is clearly making profit off of this. And if he, you know, posts a couple of videos a day, he definitely it's worth the price. And that's why I just wanted to show you guys this, just to kind of prove my point even more. I found this out after I had kind of already pre-rendered some stuff, and I was like, oh shit, should probably add this to the video. And so this is, I guess this is where it is. Yeah, I just wanted to prove my point. I think that's it. And my point in saying this is that it costs, I think it's between $2,500 and $5,000, depending on what website you go to, dollars for 1 million views, which is very interesting because if somebody like Vanoss were to get 2.7 million views in a video and he were to buy, you know, let's say it's $2,500, if he were to spend $5,000 on 2 million views and get 700K views, well, if we go to his monthly earnings, that would literally pay for itself. You know, you see all these numbers, he is literally, it will pay for, you know, he'll be earning profit on this. So that's kind of a reason why I also think he's view/sub botting, because he's still earning profit on it, but like it's not, you know, as much as he could have. And I just, you know, with all this stuff, it's very open-ended because technically I can't 100% prove that he is. But with all the facts that I've gathered so far, it is very sketchy. You know, seeing this right here is extremely sketchy. And, you know, 2 years he earns 9 million subscribers. That's not something you typically see. And, you know, with this, you could buy a constant amount per month or per day even. And, that just kind of seems like that's what he did. I probably won't make another video on this just because there's no reason to. I think I've proved enough evidence to show why he would be sub-botting and view-botting, and also, you know, not show too much evidence to try to keep it as neutral as I can, although you can clearly tell my opinion. And like, I'm sorry guys, these numbers are just too close together, and I know people are gonna say, well, maybe it's because he's a good YouTuber. Even if he is, he wouldn't be getting, you know, exactly the same amount of views for video upon video. It's just, it doesn't happen like that. I'm sorry. And like I said, the numbers that are not consistent, there's a good case those are actual people, but you're gonna notice if you guys can literally go to Vanoss's page and you will see a ton of 1.8, 2.6, you know, 2.2s, you know. There are a couple of oddities, but like I said, that's just because he has actual viewers. I'm not saying he gets no viewers. I am saying that I think he buys a portion of his viewers. And that's pretty much clarification there. And I think he's been doing it for a while, considering how fast he blew up. I can actually look right here and see exactly, you know, how many times this specific link has been visited, you know, in the years that it was. And if you guys look, he blew up in, so he blew up in 2013, I'm sorry. And if you look right here, that doesn't really add up, because towards the center of 2013, his traffic for his specific channel went up, yes, but then it went down towards the end of 2013. And I'm assuming if 2013 is showed twice on this, that this was the beginning of 2013, this was probably closer to the end. So why is it that his views or his actual like channel traffic is going down while his views and subscribers are going up? That doesn't make any sense. So I can't believe it. I actually have another thing to say. So about the whole traffic thing going to, you know, his YouTube channel, this is extremely strange because back then, back in 2013, I'm sure most of the veterans remember, there were no, you know, notification buttons. You know, you could subscribe, but it was kind of iffy about whether the, you know, it would like make it to your phone or make it to your laptop. And, you know, you had to go to the channel to see if there were any more, you know, videos that you didn't see. Well, how in the did he get more views and more subscribers if there's less traffic going to his channel? It literally makes no sense whatsoever. And so I kind of had to say, bring this out even more by saying that and by showing you guys that it's literally impossible that he could have gained more traffic during this time, especially with how YouTube was back then. Now right here I can say that looks completely legitimate. From 2013 to 2015 he went up 900,000. I'm sorry, not 900,000, that would still be a decent amount, but he went up 9 million subscribers, and that kind of shows in the data. It does show that from 2013 to 2015 he did have an uprise in traffic coming to his channel, so that is fair game right there. But what I find really interesting again is from 2015 all the way to 2018 he stays pretty steady. So how, and then he goes down a little bit, and then he goes up, and then he goes down a little bit. Something happened right here. Alright, and he is currently sitting at 24 million subscribers, which is very, very interesting because he didn't go up enough for that to happen. Now right here, as you see, it did go up a ton and it skyrocketed, but then it's going back down again, which is very, very interesting. It doesn't really make sense that he went from, standing right here, I'm guessing that's probably about 16 million subscribers. He went down to probably about, I don't know, he might have stayed roughly at about the same amount. Maybe he just didn't get any new ones or not too many. And then all of a sudden he jumped up. All of a sudden, literally I'm assuming that's only a few months jumped up. And that's why I think he 100% bought subscribers, because that's a very short time period. Because clearly that's the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019, and as you can see here, he loses subscribers, so maybe the sub bot stopped working, maybe he turned them off, I don't know. But I will say that none of the evidence I've proved so far is 100%, so if you disagree with me, that's okay. If you don't think it's true, that's okay. It's completely, this is a website that kind of allows your opinion to be said to an extent. This is just my opinion on the topic. I really do think that there is something sketchy going on, and I've showed you guys the evidence against it. So if you can prove that he's not sub/review botting, I would actually really want to see it / watch it. But as for my side, I'm pretty much done. I'm probably not going to create another video. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully, if you made it this far, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This has been Unstoppable, and I will see you guys later.